Okay, hello and welcome. This is my update for Esports Medley. I'm Calm Nice Guy, and here's our agenda. Yeah, just a quick update. What have I accomplished since the last update? I rated the games by accessibility. Let's talk about that first. So basically these are the main esports games in my games list, which you can get to from the Discord. If I show that really quick, this is the Discord, and you can get to this page from the free games list right here. Alright. So accessibility score is this column, and basically this is how easy is it to get into a ranked game, and also low PC requirements make this easier for more people because not everybody has a super gaming computer. Shorter match times also make it easier and more accessible, because if you don't have a lot of time or you've got a busy schedule, you can still get in a short game every now and then. And lower violence also has a wider audience, I think, even for old people like me. Some of them just prefer lower violence in their games sometimes. So that's what I've rated each of these games on. Here's just the PC requirements for how much space. You can see shooter games tend to be more intense on that. Also on the average match time. But they do have this benefit, which I think is cool, of having larger team size. On the other side, games like chess, Rocket League, and the card games tend to have very small game size, low average match time, but mostly single player, except for Rocket League. And Teamfight Tactics, they're also on the lower end of accessibility. So also for people who are interested in trying out Esports Medley, I would recommend starting with these more accessible games first, because you can just get the experience, the Esports Medley experience easier that way, I think. Yeah, so that's this. Obviously, it's my opinion on most of these, and I think most of them are debatable, but I just tried to do my best score for now, and we can iterate on this over time. So that's that. Let's go back to here. I also made a GitHub for the official tournament rules, which is right here. So we have our official games list for 1v1 match, and we have official games list for team games, those 10 right there. We also have the rulings in here. These might not be completed perfectly yet, but I think this is the more likely tournament format we'll have at the end of this year, 2022. I've got a light here. So because this one is just easier to pull off, I believe. More people will be able to join this format. And I'm still actually debating with myself whether or not I want to require the games to be 1v1, or if I want to I'll make or request that people play the game with the biggest team size possible. I mean, most of the games are 1v1, but I think it's still more fun if we can have more people on each team. So that's in the works still. Haven't finalized that yet. But I think it could already be a good, fun experience. And this is my ultimate goal, is to get this tournament to happen someday. The team decathlon, where you have about 5 players on each team, and each team has to play all of the major team esports, which are these ones. I just think it'd be so fun to see people have the same team play all of these games for one match between 2 teams. It'd be very interesting, I believe, to see if everybody's strengths and weaknesses on the different games. I don't think anyone can master all of them, so that's that. So yeah, tracker and cheap strategies, that's this one. So let's start with the tracker. Basically, this is a tool that I developed and still working on. You can each day you play a game, you press this button and it adds a new row for you. And you just record which game you played, result, was it ranked or not, what your current rank is, and what was the format. And you can make cool graphs like this, so you can see over time how many of each game you played. I haven't really done this yet for an extended period of time. I'm hoping to do it soon, maybe next month, because I want to play more shooter games, which I haven't done a lot of this year yet. So I want to see if I can improve my rank in those shooter games and also have some interesting data to show about how often I played or practiced and how much of each game. And you can, of course, add if you play multiple games in one day. That's fine too. And then I have this other tab down here where I'm just kind of jotting down my cheap strategies for each game. And I don't just care about cheap strategies, by the way. I also want to be able to write down interesting strategies, which may or may not be cheap. They may be more expensive. But basically, a cheap strategy is a strategy that makes your games shorter on average and requires less effort than relative to other strategies. So, for instance, let's look at some of these. Blitz chess, speed chess, where you have very small amount of time for your whole chess game. A cheap strategy I found is to, and this mostly just worked in the shortest format, which is the 60 seconds per player, the 1 minute timer format for Blitz, which is actually called bullet chess. But you can imagine, you don't have much time to think about each move. So what if your strategy is simply to run out the clock? Just focus on moving super fast and defensively, so your opponent will run out of time before you. I think that's a cheaper strategy than actually practicing and trying to get good at the other strategies in it. So playing Halo, Eric, my brother, was explaining how the grenades are just a really good way to fight. You always just want to throw those out if you can. So that may be a cheaper strategy in Halo. I worked on this Teamfight Tactics one, which I've found to be pretty useful. just by the strongest early and mid team possible. The card games are pretty easy to see these cheaper strategies in. They have quite a good win rate. Like in Magic the Gathering, just have a fast red deck, and you can beat a lot of really complicated decks. They require lots of experience playing the game, but they're definitely cheaper if you just want to rank up. So that's what this is about. Obviously, it's not complete, and I'll continue working on that. And this is just a way you can track what your rank was. I haven't filled this out completely, but yeah, I had a pretty high rank in Hearthstone earlier this year. I got to Diamond at one point. I think I got to Platinum or Diamond in StarCraft 2 for some reason. Maybe just using my old rank from like 10 years ago almost. League, I haven't gotten to Gold in a while. Haven't played enough ranked, but ranked in most years in the past I was Gold. And these ones I've all played a little bit of. Fortnite's still in there. Need to update all these lists and make sure they're all consistent. So that's that. So what is next? Next week, planning on having this chat session on Saturday night. I can show that event here. If you go to events, that's this one, June 25th, 10 p.m. I just want to chat with people about balancing gaming and life. And it's how it relates to Esports Medley. It's part of the inspiration that I had for starting Esports Medley. So we'll just I want to give everybody a chance to share some of their own strategies, and we'll just talk about them. And of course, I can give my own experience as an example. Like I started to say, I want to play more shooting games, I think, in July, and track my progress with those. I also want to add a list of non-free-to-play games, which I haven't done yet, or I started working on. These are some of the other games. Age of Empires, Tetris, Tekken, lots of these fighting games. But it's not complete for sure. And then board games section. Having chess in the esports feels a little bit weird, but it's so popular on Twitch that I thought it belongs for now. But we might move that to a board games list, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if it makes sense yet. Alright, I think that's everything for this update. Thanks for watching, and feel free to send me a message if anyone wants to play a game or talk about playing games, or talk about Esports Medley. That's it for now.